Hey everyone, welcome to your daily news update. Quick, clear, and straight to the point. We've got top stories from 23rd of August lined up just for you. So plug in your earphones, grab your chai, and let's get started. Global news. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky implored global South nations to step up diplomatic pressure on Russia to push for renewed peace efforts amid war stalls. Global South nations refers to those countries that are often characterized as developing, less developed, or underdeveloped, primarily located in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Zelensky emphasized geopolitical responsibility and the need for broader engagement from non-West blocs. The appeal reflects Ukraine's pivot toward diverse international support. India's foreign minister stated that trade talks with US continue even after fresh tariffs, which are up to 50% looming over Indian exports, especially in agriculture. The US blistered India for oil purchases from Russia. India defended its farmers and producers. Capital Economics warned of a zero point 0.8 percentage point hit to India's growth if tariffs proceed further. UN-backed monitors reaffirm Gaza's dire situation, maintaining famine status in parts of the enclave and signaling ongoing humanitarian collapse. International bodies reiterated urgent need for aid corridors and ceasefire breakthroughs. The humanitarian spotlight remains sharply on Gaza's civilian survival. Reports show infected individuals in South Africa losing access to antiretroviral medicines, which are a type of HIV medications that, when taken as a combination of drugs in antiretroviral therapy (ART), prevents the virus from multiplying and helps keep the immune system healthy. This comes after US foreign aid cuts, highlighting widening health inequity. The impact hits vulnerable groups like sex workers and transgender populations hardest there. Public health experts warn of resurgent HIV transmission risks. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw the test firing of new anti-air missile systems, showcasing the regime's expanding defense capabilities. The test occurred amid heightened US-South Korea military exercises, escalating regional tensions. Analysts warn of further destabilization in the Korean peninsula. A railway bridge under construction in China's Qinghai province collapsed, claiming at least 12 workers and leaving 4 missing. Safety lapses during high-altitude infrastructure projects are under scrutiny. Authorities launched investigations and pledged tightened oversight. Taiwanese voters cast ballots to recall opposition legislators and debate reviving nuclear power as a long-term energy solution. The referendum signals shifting public sentiment on energy reliance and democratic accountability. A 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck coastal areas of El Salvador and Guatemala, causing tremors but minimal damage. The quake triggered brief alarms and raised disaster readiness questions. No casualties were reported. In response to escalating domestic tensions, US authorities deployed troops in key safe zones across Washington to reinforce security. The move reflects growing internal crackdowns amid heightened political climate. Civil liberties advocates raised concerns over militarized responses to protests. News from India. India's Central Investigative Agency opened a criminal case against the industrialist Anil Ambani and his company, signaling intensified scrutiny of business practices. This case marks a potential turning point in corporate accountability. A federal announcement revealed plans to launch more than 100 satellites, both government and commercial, by 2040, advancing India's space ambitions. The roadmap aims to strengthen connectivity, defense, and scientific capabilities. At the Economic Times World Leaders Forum, Prime Minister Modi declared India's target to export electric vehicles to 100 nations. He also stressed resilience and macroeconomic stability as keys to India's global opportunity. India commemorated National Space Day in honor of Chandrayaan 3's lunar landing with special programming to inspire youth in space science. Celebrations reflected national pride in space achievements. New legal frameworks were enacted to regulate online gaming and digitize tech governance, ushering in oversight and consumer protection norms. The policies aim to legitimate e-sports and reduce unregulated betting. This comes as President gives assent to gaming and IT bills. Supreme Court mandates sterilization and release of stray dogs by municipal bodies. Municipal governance to ensure that the pickup is humane, sterilization is completed, and release of stray canines, balancing public health with animal welfare. The Supreme Court clarified that voters in Bihar who were denied inclusion earlier can still file claims using Aadhaar, safeguarding electoral inclusion. The move enhances democratic access for marginalized groups there. Two Pakistani nationals were identified on Bihar's voter list. The Home Ministry and Election Commission were tasked to investigate possible irregularities. Cross-border surveillance issues are tied to voter integrity here. Student sensibilities amplified as CBSE partnered with NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau, to strengthen drug use awareness in school syllabi and assemblies. The initiative underscores a rising educational push for health protections. BCCI reshuffles selection panels. The stormy changes emerged in Team India's selection structure. 3 men's and 4 women's committee spots opened for fresh appointments. The move can reshape future team compositions ahead of major tournaments. India's foreign exchange reserves rose sharply following a $1.48 billion gain, reinforcing fiscal ability amid global volatility. Forex reserves surged to $695.1 billion after strong weekly gain. The increase signals investor confidence in India's economic fundamentals. The Boston Consulting Group (BCG) CEO affirmed India's expanding economic influence, crediting sustained trade growth and climate resilience efforts at Leadership Forum. The remarks highlight India's policy alignment with major global priorities. News from Telangana. The state reported a critical backlog of 62,473 metric tons of urea not delivered by RFCL, Rashtriya Fertilizer Company Limited, putting farmer productivity at risk. Government interventions are urgently being mobilized. Telangana leader T. Harish Rao castigated both the centre and state government for mismanagement in resolving the urea crisis, calling it a political drama. The tension underscores the political stakes in agricultural supplies. State committee formed to examine 42% backward classes reservation. The Telangana Congress established a four-member ministerial committee to evaluate proposals for increasing BC reservation to 42%. The decisions may impact social justice and electoral equations. Telangana's minister reaffirmed commitment to the Musi River rejuvenation efforts, dismissing any opposition as obstructive. The announcement signals continued focus on urban ecological restoration. DevSparks 2025 in Hyderabad spotlights AI and developer ecosystem. Major AI firms and development communities converged at DevSparks to chart Hyderabad's tech trajectory. The summit featured AI roadmaps, automation, and GCC, the Global Capability Center's strategies. Fatal electrocutions continue in the city, prompting court interventions and infrastructure audits over unsafe wiring in public zones. Urgent preventative measures have been demanded. Law enforcement launched coordinated actions to curb indecent acts, resulting in 70 arrests across Hyderabad. The push aimed to reinforce public morality and safety. The state's fitness enthusiasm showed as thousands joined the 5K launch event ahead of the NMDC marathon. The initiative marked a growing culture of civic health engagement. News from Hyderabad. Hyderabad Cybercrime Unit opened a case over communal Marwadi Go Back social media post that incited hatred and attempted a bandh call. The action underscores cyber surveillance in protecting civic harmony. Hyderabad's developer talent gathered at the DevSparks 2025 to explore AI deployment, developer networks, and global capability shifts. The event highlighted the city's rising role in India's tech ambitions. A ninth electrocution death this month resulted in highlighting continuing risks from exposed wires and unsafe infrastructure in public areas. Residents and courts demanded urgent intervention. Shops across Hyderabad anticipate explosive festive demand, particularly for Ganesh Chaturthi, Dasara, and Diwali following recent GST reductions. The optimism fuels projections of record sales. Hyderabad police revealed the difficulty in apprehending interstate gangs that operate within the city and disappear with tracking gaps exposed. New strategies are being planned for improved coordination. A 10-year-old missing child from a government-run street forum was later located when his mother took him away, highlighting family and child welfare oversight. Authorities continue to monitor custody and safety protocols. And that's a wrap on today's headlines. If you enjoyed the update on the go, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us keep the news coming your way. Thanks for tuning in, and do let us know if you have any stories you'd like to hear in the form of an audiobook. See you tomorrow with more stories that matter. Take care.